This tutorial is for the Week 12 Group Probability Project. The first tab asks for the difference between empirical and theoretical probability. If you're struggling with these two, you can go to the interactive textbook and look at the definitions again. One just quick note is that empirical is the observational that you actually see happening, and the theoretical, I'm going to let you finish that. Then step 2. As you'll notice, like the other tutorials, my numbers are different. This is intentional because I would like you to focus on the concepts and not numbers and just putting numbers in. So the first thing is that we have this weight loss program, and we have two plans, A and B, and they've given us the percent of participants that lost at least 10 pounds. They gave us 62% of this sample size right here, plans A and B. We had a sample size of 18 and a sample size of 113. And we want to know which of these plans is going to be the best option for Emily. So the first thing we want to do is kind of find a confidence interval for the population. Remember, over here we have these sample sizes, and if we then talk about it in terms of a very large amount of people, what the actual interval will be, because it will be slightly different than the actual percentage given to us here. So the first thing we want to do is find, here's our formula, x over n plus and then minus for our two ends of the interval, 1 over the square root of n. This will be used in step 3 as well. X is the number that we're looking at. N is the total number in the size or the group, the sample size, and this n is the same n here. So the first thing I'm going to do is find what X or number I'm going to be interested in looking at. For this one, it says we're finding the formula to find the confidence, we're using this formula to find the confidence interval for the true percentage, like a population, not just the sample size, the true percentage of participants who lost more than 10 pounds in the first month using each plan. So we want 10 pounds or more. We're not going to use the 8 to 10 pounds because that doesn't include 10 pounds or more. So I'm guessing this is going to get up close to 10, and this is going to be the cutoff for 10 and above. So let's start with plan A. Our number that we're looking at, that we're interested in, is 8. So that will be our X. And I'm going to do just some calculations off to the side here so that I can put my numbers in this one. So I'm going to do equals because I want to calculate. I'm going to take 8, and in this case I'm actually not going to cell reference, and you'll see why in just a second. I'm going to type in 8. Then we divide it by n. N is the number in your size. For plan A, it's 18, so divide by 18. Now, for the lower end of the confidence interval, we want to subtract. Then we want 1 over the square root of n. To type that into Excel, we do 1 divided by square root is SQRT, squirt. Open the parenthesis, and again, I'm not going to cell reference, I'm going to type in n. In this case, the size of our group is 18. Press enter, and we have it. That's the lower level for our confidence interval. Now, the reason I didn't cell reference is because I'm going to copy and paste, and then all I have to do is go change this subtraction to an addition, and I have the other side of my confidence interval. Come in here, I'm going to open parenthesis because that's how we type a confidence interval. Open the parenthesis, and we can type in 0.20, or we can change that to a percent if you would like. Either way works. I'm okay with either. You can do the decimal 0.0 or 0.20, and then we can round it up to 1, or we can go 87, comma, and then do the other one if you like the percent. I don't mind. Either way, whatever you choose. Don't mix them though. Don't give me a percent on one and a decimal on the other. So pick whatever you'd like. Since I did that now, I'm going to go ahead with the rest. 68.01%, whoops, percent and close the parenthesis. Now we're going to do the exact same thing for the confidence interval for Plan B, except we're going to use the numbers over here for Plan B. So the number that we're interested in is those who lost more than 10 pounds, same as before. So I'm going to use this one, 63. And again, I'm just going to do my calculations over here. So I'll do enter or equal, and I'm going to type in 63 divided by the n, which is here, the total number. So type in 113. Subtract for the lower part of the confidence interval, the lower side. And then 1 divided by the square root, SQRT, open the parenthesis. And again, I'm just going to type in 113 because that's our n, just so that I can copy and paste. Okay, so now I have my lower limit to my confidence interval here. I'm going to copy, Control C to copy, or if you have a Mac, Command C, and then paste, and then double click in here and just change the subtraction sign to an addition sign, and we have our two limits to our interval. So open, and just because I did percent on the first one and I don't want everyone to think that it has to be a percent, I'm going to go ahead and do the decimals here. Again, either way is fine. Please don't mix them up and give me, both. I'm just doing this so that whoever wants to give me, there we go. Okay, so you can have it decimal form, percentage form. I prefer them all to be one or the other. Once you have your confidence intervals, then we want to interpret those. So you'll notice that actually both of these intervals contain our sample size percentage of 62. But again, it's only a small amount of people. So when we put this plan out, the weight loss plan, to the entire population, that's not going to be exactly 62 anymore. So we're 95% confident that this interval contains, and you'll notice it has 62, but it will actually have the actual population percent of that weight loss plan. So as a group, you need to decide which one would you choose and why. Do you want to go with this one that gives us a confidence interval from 20 to 68? Or this one that gives us a confidence interval from 46% to 65%? And I'm not going to tell you which one. I want your group to discuss that. Now we move into step number 3. But before we do, I'm actually going to copy and, just for our sake, paste it here, because this will be your same formula used to find the answer for over here. Now the first thing is just the probability. You're not doing a confidence interval or anything like that. You just need to find what you're interested in divided by the total for both of these. Then explain why that would be a good way to simulate Carmelo Anthony's shooting basket. So I'm not going to go over those. We're just going to do the confidence interval like we did in the last step, and what you need to do over here. So you get to choose somebody in your group, whoever you'd like, because I don't have, I'd like to just demonstrate visually for everybody to see what it looks like. I just pulled up a virtual die, and we're just going to click it, and I'm going to go through here and do the result. And then this, you'll see it actually doesn't show the whole thing. If you want to make that a little bigger so that you can see, is it making or missing? And then I'm going to show you something really nice over here to help with your calculations. So the first thing I'm going to do is roll my die. Somebody in your group is going to do that. Whatever you get, just hurry. Whoops. Sorry about that. We're just going to type in a 6 and just really quickly move through them. And I'm going to press pause and fill this in. There we go. Just fill this in really quickly. And then I will be back so that you get the idea. We're just going to fill this in all the way, and I'm going to do that. Okay, so I have finished my chart here. I have hidden my column because I don't want you guys just to use the same numbers I did. And just to speed things up, what I would recommend is highlighting all of the ones that he missed. So I'm going to press Control and just run through here and find all of the ones that missed, just to make it really easy to count. Just making sure I got all of them. Okay, so that means I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So 6 misses, and then because there are 50 here, I just subtract 6 and get my 44 so that I know how many times he made it, because we are looking at the confidence interval that he makes the free throw. So this is how many times I got, which was 44, and remember 50 is our total times. So we're still going to use this formula, and the x is the number that we're interested in. We are interested in that he made it. So my number is 44. And I'm going to do my calculations over here. So I'll do 44 divided by 50, which was the total number. We're going to subtract for the lower limit of the confidence interval. 1 divided by the square root of the number that we used for our size, which was 50, and press enter. And then we're going to copy, Control C, and paste, and then just change this subtraction to an addition sign, and that gives me my upper limit. And that is our confidence interval. And then you will, so I'm just going to type in 70, we'll just do 0.7386, comma, 1.0214, close the parentheses, so we went from our lower to our upper. And then I would like you guys to work together why you can't say that he is going to make exactly 83.3% of all the free throws, and discuss why why we needed this confidence interval. And that's everything. So good luck on your group project together.